January 24th, 1989. Florida State Prison, 7 a.m. In a small cell on death row, a man sits alone. He knows exactly how many hours he has left. He is known for weeks. His name is Ted Bundy, and in less than 24 hours, one of the most notorious criminals in American history will take his final breath. This is what happened in those last 24 hours, hour by hour. Ted Bundy had cheated death for over a decade. Appeals, delays, last-minute confessions used as bargaining chips. He was smart, charming, and manipulative, right up until the very end. But on January 23, 1989, his final appeal was rejected by the United States Supreme Court. There would be no more delays, no more deals. The execution was set for 7 a.m. on January 24th. Welcome to Dark Case Files 8. This is the story of Ted Bundy's last 24 hours. The evening of January 23rd, Ted Bundy receives his last visitors. His mother, Louise Bundy, calls him by phone. It is their final conversation. By all accounts, she tells him she loves him. He tells her the same. His wife, Carol Ann Boone, had already left Florida months earlier with their daughter. She had stood by him through the trial, the appeals, the confessions, but she was not there at the end. That night, Bundy sat with his attorney, James Coleman, and spoke with Dr. James Dobson, a Christian psychologist who had arranged a final interview. Bundy agreed to speak on camera. In that interview, Bundy spoke for over an hour. He appeared calm, composed, almost relieved. He blamed violent media for his actions. Investigators and psychologists largely disagreed, but the interview aired nationally, and millions watched. At midnight, the lights on death row dimmed. Ted Bundy was alone with his thoughts for the last time. 4 a.m. Guards conduct their final check. Bundy is awake. He is offered a traditional last meal: steak, eggs, hash browns, toast, coffee, juice. He declines. He eats nothing. 5 a.m. A prison chaplain visits his cell. They speak quietly for nearly an hour. 6 a.m. Bundy is prepared for the execution. He is escorted from his cell for the last time. Outside the prison, something unusual is happening. Hundreds of people have gathered, not to protest, but to celebrate. They hold signs, they cheer. Some have driven from other states just to be there. News trucks line the road. Camera crews from across the country are set up and waiting. Ted Bundy, who had craved attention his entire life, was about to receive the most attention he had ever gotten. 7 a.m., January 24th, 1989. Ted Bundy is brought into the execution chamber at Florida State Prison. The room is small, clinical, and silent. Witnesses are seated behind a glass partition, among them, family members of his victims. They had waited years for this moment. According to witnesses, his final words were, "I would like you to give my love to my family and friends." At 7:06 a.m., it was over. Outside the prison, the crowd erupted. Horns honked. People cheered. Inside, the witnesses sat in silence. In his final days, Ted Bundy made a series of confessions, seemingly trying to trade information for more time. He confessed to taking the lives of at least 30 people across 7 states. Many investigators believe the true number was significantly higher. He led investigators through detailed accounts of crimes from the 1970s. He revealed locations, provided information on cases that had gone cold for over a decade. Families who had spent years not knowing what happened to their loved ones finally had answers. But not all families got closure. Bundy took many secrets with him. To this day, the full scope of what Ted Bundy did remains unknown. Ted Bundy has become one of the most studied criminals in history. Books, documentaries, films, university courses, his name is known worldwide. But criminologists warn against the fascination. Bundy was not special. He was not a genius. He was a deeply disturbed individual who caused immeasurable suffering to real people and real families. The true story of Ted Bundy is not about him. It is about the victims, young women with names, dreams, and futures taken from them. On January 24, 1989, justice was served. But for many families, the pain never truly ends. Ted Bundy spent his final hours the same way he spent his life, performing for an audience, trying to control the narrative. In the end, it did not work. If this case kept you watching, subscribe to Dark Case Files 8. Every week we go deeper into the cases that defined criminal history. What do you think goes through someone's mind in their final hours? Drop your thoughts in the comments.